All right, night 36. Last night we rescued Hans and progressed our little bromance. Tonight we're back in Khuntza. That's right, we returned the book to Rosa. And she said to come back and see her later, so we'll do that at some point tonight. And also, we are infiltrating the council in Khuntza. That's where we're up to. Nothing but main story from here on out. Still another 13 missions or something to go though, so there's a bit to do. We'll see if some of these main quests actually move a little bit quicker now, or maybe not. Maybe they'll take longer the further into the story we get. That's what we're doing. Main story. We're ready to go. That's right. Oh, that's right. We've literally just returned the book. It is 1 p.m. And we're not tired or anything.
What is it,
We're
Mutt?
ready to go. Yeah, what?
Sit and bark.
Huh? What the? Wait, I'll go and see what's
Here you
making
go.
that noise.
Take it.
Nor do I. But this is important. I'm not interested. Did I imagine about money? What?
What are they looking
You're
for? Are
my
they looking
doggy,
for
eh?
me?
Damn it. That's just what we need.
We'll have to talk to
Was
the
that
others
you?
this evening and decide what to do.
Ah,
Yeah,
never
it was
mind.
me,
Go on,
dickhead.
mate.
He walked past me on the way through to look for me. Okay, what do we got? We've got Buh. Find out how to get into the city council from Mint Master Vavik. I hate Vavik. Vavik's a dickhead.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
Vavik in here, lady? Guess we're probably going to go to the front door.
That God created Adam and
Who's
all
preaching
men
here?
in his image, so they can't be all that bad. But that's just what they want you to think. They're the
punch him in
ones
the
claiming
face?
it's in scripture. Who knows what's really in it and what they've made up?
Not at the moment.
I'm going to see the Mint Master. May I enter?
Any fool could say that. What do you want from him?
I have an appointment with him.
All right. Go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
Good God.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call
Basically.
it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Yep.
Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the
What
truth.
do you want? I want to know what Sigismund wants from the council. I want to present myself to high society. None of your business.
That's none of your
business,
concern.
Vavik.
Oh, really? Then about face and go back where you came from.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right.
Because I need a
We
man.
can make a deal. If I get you into the council, You'll behave appropriately
My
and you
heart is
won't
set on you,
betray
Vivek.
yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
Bullshit. Yeah.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is, not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right.
Why is
Jesus.
Henry wigging
Don't
out?
need to lose your temper. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him.
Oh, I can be very
Although
persuasive.
Not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta
Fanta.
Cooldown. He's an idler and a
Fanta
boozer,
Cooldown.
but he's proved
What?
his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
The Tin Hen. The Iron Eagle.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Okay. Waiter certificate, waiter's clothes. Or delivery. I need to go convince this kid he's a punk. Alright. What's closest? Or are they both the same thing? C. And D. Obtain the clothes. Clothes first makes sense, doesn't it?
May God
I have
give
to
you help.
warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty and wickedness.
No, I just want to be sure nobody finds out. You never know.
Sakra!
You didn't try
What is
drinking it,
this?
did you?
No. Thankfully.
Is this a bathhouse? Ale house. Okay. Actually, didn't I did have a fucking room here at one point.
Careful.
It happens.
Can I talk to this fool?
Was willst du?
What's new around here?
Nicht viel. If you need Geschäft, you should look elsewhere.
Whatever.
God grant you health.
Good day.
So, that thing you're after. My respects. I'm sorry.
Alright, what am I looking for here?
Come and take your pick. New way. Rye bread doesn't spoil.
Might be the saddler.
Come and
Pots
buy
for
some
sale.
bread.
Beef strong pots. Hats here. Twice pot.
God be with you. What would you like?
I hear one Franta Cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
You're too late. Franta
Thanks,
already
cool
came and
man.
picked up the goods. You just missed him.
Would you repair a few things for me?
Strong pot. Inexpensive but high quality. quality.
So where we got to find Franta? Holy shit! It's all happening up here.
Was möchtest du?
What's new in the city?
Nicht viel. If you are looking for some Geschäft, you should look elsewhere.
Can't just go in there. That's him there, right? Psst. A kid. What am I meant to fucking do? I can't.
Hä? Was stimmt nicht mit dir?
Wasn't me.
Halt! Stop that!
Oh, well, that nearly worked, but I blew it.
Clear off! Was stimmt nicht mit dir? Be on your way! Tschüss, mein Freund.
My friends.
Courage.
I would kick your ass, mate. Fuck.
Are you going to bake bread today?
Ich glaube.
Oh, here he is. What are you doing, Franta? Let's see you're out of your room.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might
Franta,
you
cool
be?
down.
I'm Henry.
Every time.
I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Let me put it another way. How much do you want for your place?
Finally, some sensible talk. But it won't come cheap. When I count it all up, new clothes, wages, a backhander to get in there at all, not to mention the coin I'd make in other places if I could say I served the King of Hungary.
Try and look on it as an investment in the future.
What are you blabbering about?
If you forget about the payment, I promise I'll do a great job. If anyone asks, I'll say the great Franta Cooldown taught me. And then people will be jostling to hire you.
And what if I insist that you pay?
Oh, I might accidentally spill wine on His Majesty's shoes.
If that's how you want it. But if I hear a single complaint against my name, I'll find you and deal with you.
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
Absolutely.
To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not.
Yeah.
Alright. Does that mean we're ready to roll? Report for duty. Fucking let's get on it. What is that on the map? Scribe. Why would I want to go see a scribe? And not.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. There is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap, and you don't have one at all. Without a tunic, you're no royal waiter, just a common alehouse boy. And have you forgotten your hose? I can't let you into the chamber without them. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. The royal waiter's livery has strict rules.
Never drag a load around.
So get changed quick and come back on time.
Well, this is lame. Which outfit do I switch out? We'll keep the sneaky one for now. We'll switch out the Riz outfit. Can I get changed? What? Huh?
here I am.
Let's have a look at you then. You've
Let's have
got
a
a
look
waiter's
at you
cap,
then.
a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council
And I
chamber,
love
along
my
with your other
hose.
stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Takaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right.
Yes, we can.
Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
What if I make a mess of something, though?
Then I'll see to it that you won't get a job even mopping the floor in the hole in the wall. But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, are you prepared?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Still getting tutorials. Fuck. Orders, I guess we'll order wine, either white or red. Okay. The Tokai is white, monastery is red, by calling out to you and raising their hand. If you're unsure, you can ask them to repeat the order. Pouring wine. On the table in the corner of the room, you'll find 2 pitchers of wine. Take the one that the guest wants you to pour and walk to his table with the pitcher. Okay, I'll be given an option to pour. After serving the guest, you can return the pitcher, wait to see if the next guest wants the same. Body of service. Be careful not to let guests wait too long or pour them a wine they didn't order. Repeated delays or mistakes may be tolerated.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Und our current Waffen arsenal is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning
Where's
from
the fucking wine?
Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
Hey,
What
waiter,
are you
pour me some
getting
Takai.
at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
Takai was white.
Hand cannon. Can you believe
Wasn't
it?
it?
Where did
Boy,
they get them?
Are you deaf or something?
You're the one who
Why?
should know where they
White.
got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them.
Where's the
Herrgott.
poor wine?
It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons
Boy,
than the city
are you
garrison.
deaf or something?
And
Wine.
Herr König
White.
surely knows this too.
Sir?
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
Thank
What I
you,
smell
waiter.
is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
I'd like some
And who is
monastery
it you
wine.
want to fight?
Refill my cup,
Exactly.
boy.
The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Who was that?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
Well, thank
What
the
then?
Lord.
We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can
Our
always
Francis come to fight.
confiscate the
Refill,
property
boy.
of the king's enemies. Nicht
Said
wahr?
that?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well.
I apologize, sir.
If he waived some of the taxes...
White
The
Tokai.
king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I
Well,
see no
thank
solution
the
of the
Lord.
current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean
Come
baths
here,
or
friend.
brothels?
And bring that red with you.
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall
Am I
far
to yell
short
here
of
like at a
covering all the
horse
citizens'
fair?
needs.
I'd like to
I
oblige.
said I wanted red.
About the new
You can keep that slop.
That is out of
I'm the biggest wine connoisseur in town.
hope Adam can keep them running.
Aye. But it's going to take time to turn it into a decent establishment. You'll also need some money to run them.
More wine, Master Bailiff.
Those who can't afford it should wash in the river.
It's in the interest of the whole city. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be
Oh,
underestimated.
hey, Nut Bunny.
Nor
I'm serving
overestimate.
wine
If
for a
someone
main
needs
mission.
to
I just had a
wash, there's river
tutorial
just
come up a
few
moment ago.
steps from the city
Like
walls.
130 hours in, I'm
Certainly.
getting tutorials.
And
so.
they can get leeches there for free as well.
I have to
And
serve
while he's
wine
there, a
until the
man
king
can
arrives.
shave and take a you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death?
Yeah, Henry's a waiter. I'm in my waiter gear. Whoops. Multiple photos of that. Holy shit, this... There we go. I look dead inside. Loving being a waiter.
A great many
Interesting.
people died needlessly.
Interesting.
Are you questioning God's
Tokai,
plan?
and a full
The
cup.
Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important.
Sir?
But we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate
I want to
he wants,
shank the
as
king.
long as he
with
does
this.
no damage.
And a full cup.
Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well,
He wanted the wine.
I'm not sure what
Go
you're
at the end.
implying.
Horseshit! You know
I think I'm trying to
full
spy. I
well
don't think I'm here to
everybody
kill.
knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam,
Well,
and
thank
stop
the Lord.
drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself.
Yeah, I gave you one drink and I wasn't allowed to give that guy any drinks, but I gave him one
I
anyway.
beg your pardon.
I cut him off when he
I
asked for a
demand
refill.
that you...
Brewers! Franz, please continue.
I wonder if I
speaking
could go
about the
around
Rutard
robbing
incident.
people.
While
You
we
knock
were there,
everyone
weren't you?
out.
like some white.
But can I say? Oh my god, that's so
Just a
lame.
small misunderstanding. We've sorted
I'd
it
love
out and
to.
everything
Who
is
wanted the wine down here?
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard?
Who asked for the
Besides, if his men attack
Are they
yours,
only just
as
pressing
I've
the
heard,
grapes for
then
the
we have a
Tokai?
good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave
Sorry.
nothing out.
Maybe
I
not.
don't like Ruthard,
Maybe fuck
true,
yourself.
but in this
Thank
case,
you,
it
waiter.
really was nothing.
Everyone in the
Now
city
you're all
gossiped
in
about it.
big trouble.
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
If I could
grossly
save right
exaggerated.
now, I don't think I can. I can't
Don't
save.
worry, Ruthard
Otherwise,
will
I'd just go
always
ham in
sleep
this
on
room.
it. He is
Red.
sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him.
Well,
and
thank the
soon.
Lord.
Unless he puts an end to us
Praise
first.
be.
God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric,
Hey, boy!
but also
a full
illegal.
cup of
If we
monastery
tolerate
wine.
this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us.
Sir?
It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that
Hang
fellow
around
is?
me.
Vanish, you hear me?
Off, dickhead.
You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison.
Everything in order?
The guards
quite.
are apparently settling
But I
accounts
think you
their
might be
own
able
way.
to help me.
We'll soon
Come
be
here.
the laughing stock of the whole town.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
Throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this.
My
We'll
cup
waste
is
our time.
empty. Pour me some white.
I apologise, sir. Which wine?
Are you colorblind? White.
Good, sir.
Shit, wrong guy.
Thanks, thanks.
Since there is the eternal dispute over the cathedral,
I was supposed to cut him off.
the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city.
Hey,
Why
waiter!
can't we build faster?
Pour me some to come.
Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late,
Sir?
or report sick, and if they do come, their
You
work is
lad.
shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right.
Have we met?
It's
no.
a waste of time.
Dickhead's wearing
And I
the
tell you, a waste
neck
of time.
piece. My VB neck
Don't
piece.
interrupt the proceedings with your drunken
And he's the one I'm not
ranting,
supposed to give alcohol to. That's
even if
classic.
You are in the right. And as for you, Endelin, haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
It says this guy.
Are the
He's wearing it
experts from
too.
far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides,
Waiter,
I get
pour
the
me
feeling
red wine.
there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that
Sir?
you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Good.
Hold your
Now
horses,
run along.
gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, mein Freund. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult
Comrade
me?
drink, yeah.
Ah,
There's two of
I
them.
think not.
Excuse me?
They got
You
style.
wanted to
You
buy
there,
yourself an
lad,
altar in
a
the
cup of red.
cathedral.
And
Just
don't
like
you
you bought
skip one.
yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided
Sir?
and still provides to the crown.
Represent.
I
the
think you're not
lollipop
supplying
girl.
equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Oh, man.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Take a shit on his seat.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Ooh, here we go. Yeah. That was kind of annoying, that little bit. I mean, I get it's a mini game and there's story being fed to you at the same time, but... Who's the red nut? Is that Sigismund? Must be. Want one, bitch? When have they crossed paths? Him, the ball guy. I should know. I fought him at some point, didn't I? When was that?
Like this plan of fire!
I do remember. Vaguely. Oh, he burned Henry's village. Right. Okay. It's probably a plot point I should know. Oops. Didn't I fight him at some point earlier in the game as well? I remember I was on like a intersection of a road where I fought him. That was that guy. And he fucked me up. Or did he fuck Hans up? He fucked Hans up.
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a
Did he also kill
but for now, they
Henry's
keep him mostly to
parents?
themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home.
You'd think he would
And you're a
recognize
spiritual
Henry,
man
right?
too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malachov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And dollar.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full one.
How much for the little girl?
But I suppose I'll have to
The women.
introduce myself to
How
the
much
rest
for
of
the women?
guests.
You're a woman. I want
you
to buy
should.
your women, the little girl.
After all,
I love
you
this
are
chick.
the lords of Rabble.
Sell them to me.
Oh, don't
Sell
start
me your
with that.
children.
I'd like to steer
One
clear of the old
song
man
and
as
Henry.
long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Get to know the rabbit and his escort. Wait. Oh, who the fuck am I? What?
What a view.
Good day to you, friend.
God be with you.
May the Lord open.
Oh yeah, I should have opened. I'll
Such
do
rare
this
guests.
conversation. I'll check my inventory.
One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie?
Just to put
Can
it
you not see
bluntly.
everyone is staring at us?
Because we all
Nice to meet
need
you. I
to
don't wanna
help
be
each
here.
other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you
Money
say?
lenders.
From Skalitz?
Just the
Aye,
rabbi
that's right.
just funding war, the
you know
war
anyone there?
machine.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, And that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one.
Oh man, I can't stop yawning
raised me on
tonight.
her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Brother,
I'd rather have a drink.
What's that?
Will you have one too, Zayde?
What's
For
that,
that,
brother?
There will be more.
Sorry, who's his stepbrother?
times.
Samuel? Or someone else? I really am fucking terrible at absorbing information in these cutscenes. To
Good health.
L'chaim.
And who did he say Henry's real father is? Like his blood father? Whatever. I barely follow along.
Everything all right? You look a bit out of sorts.
I can't wait for it to end so we can get out of here.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to come and mingle with the Kuttenberg lords.
Or pretty pissed off.
Or that.
We will leave as soon as we can. Anyway, all of these worthy gentlemen will be relieved when we are out of sight.
Would you tell me something about your community? I haven't found out much so far.
What can I tell you? It was never exactly glorious. And now especially, everyone is quaking that what is still left to us will be taken away.
Surely it won't be that bad.
There are many fools who would rather take out their gall on us and start to fight among themselves. In times of uncertainty, it is always the sons of Israel who are the first to be stricken.
Not funny, that doesn't clear it up for me at all. In fact, that confuses me even more. So it sounds like Martin, the guy who Henry thought was his father, the blacksmith is Martin, is really Samuel's father, and Henry's the son of the guy who owned Skalitz. Would it be a spoiler for me to look this up so I can get clarification? Fuck it, let's just roll with it. That's fine. Get off the wine, mate. Introduce yourself.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word.
Francis
Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to
He
meet
hasn't
a
been
new
in
friend.
this game though, right? Did he die in the first game?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
Should I ask about his poetry?
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Kuttenberg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
Okay.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé.
After
This
rescuing
Bohemia
Hans
is a
the first
strange
time?
land.
Are you talking
I have
about
seen
this guy?
farm hands, children, and even
I know
women
this guy.
fighting.
Or Francis
But
Cobbler.
the clergy?
Hold on. KCD2. So there's Radzik Cobbler. What's his name? Francis. There's Father Godwin Bailey. Franzi. There's only Radzig Cobbler. Yeah, Radzig? Hold on. Should share what I'm looking at. That's Radzig. Remember his face. He was Lord of Skalitz and the trustworthy hetman of King Wenceslas of Bohemia. Takes an interest in Henry after his parents are killed, promoting him to his personal service, an unusual honor for the son of a blacksmith. Be nice if they had partners, Henry of Skalitz, lover and dependent. Henry. So Martin is the adoptive father. So he was the blacksmith that died. No unnamed mother. Biological father is Radzig. Yeah. So when did we see him? What quests? Okay.
Mère, do tell me
Back to
about
talking
it.
to Frenchie.
No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Dance for me, monkey.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Here in Bohemia.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope?
This guy's a bullshit
Which one do
artist.
you
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
This guy's a bullshit artist. I think Godwin knows. That's why Godwin was like, oh, you must know the Pope too, mate. Just taking the piss.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat.
That's
Mark my
bad.
words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
So is this
By
Wenceslas
winter, he'll have
himself?
torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Well, this isn't going to work if they're all fighting.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Boy has no skill.
Well, that went just as expected.
Hans is going to see.
Good health. And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst of all people.
Is there a... 1 second. I can't
He
actually see
made
it.
an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a
male affair? So far, Godwins, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
I'd rather discuss those alliances sober.
My god, this mission sucks.
Nobody has the likes of me.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
Give
no
it to
beating
me.
around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Job's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
A lot to ask for. Yeah.
And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Your wealth needs protection. Sigismund will not take revenge on a woman. You've got money, but you're wise as well.
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts.
Yeah.
If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well,
Private time?
one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
I have to play them all off against each other.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
Mother of God.
Oh yeah, bunch of schemers.
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
I feel like all
Alder
three of
was
these
given
people that I'm going
documents
to
to
try and get
deliver
on
to the
board every time
council.
I'm going to
He
speak to
hasn't
each of
yet
them,
had
they're
a
going to
chance
want
to
me to
look
do
at them.
something nasty to
So
one
he
of the
won't
others.
even notice the difference.
Might come down to a choice thing.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No, no. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Maybe I'll talk to Alder first.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might
I
not
had
believe
some
your
sage
eyes
snaps
when
there.
you do see them.
Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Alder.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
Cannot stop fucking yawning.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
Why so
20 years
serious?
ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
Jesus.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
My bro?
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
That will do.
You just got fucked up, mate. One hit kill.
Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I'm from the streets.
Oh, you know how it is. The countryside is tough. It's dog eat dog. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize
Unless
that,
you
the better.
satisfy
I
him.
thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
It's still no luck.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
It's just me or the age is all fucked up. This is supposed to be Godwin's brother. I'm not misunderstanding that, right?
Do I have any choice?
If it's really that important, you don't.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we
Yeah.
can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Considering
no
I'm
one's
struggling
going to
with
pay for one,
who the
because that
like
would be an
interrelationships
outright admission
between
of
everybody
rebellion
already.
against Sigismund.
They have
Alder's got
brothers
some clout with the councillors
that look
and
this far
burghers
apart in
loyal to
age.
Sigismund.
And then, was that
If he
our
agrees,
dad we were
I'll
just
follow.
talking to in before
expect
this fight
Alder's not
broke
the
out? I think
only
it
one
was,
you're
right?
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
It's racist. How much? Why is there so many fucking beds up there?
What's that? What brings you here? Greetings. What do you need?
I just left something in there.
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are fed and watered. I'm not idle.
God forbid. But standing around here must be a pain in the arse, no? You might get thirsty.
Not really. What of it?
What of it, cunt?
I left something behind in the shed and now I need it. So, would you let me in?
Is that so? And what are you after there?
I lost my car keys.
Wine. For
Car keys.
Alderman Alder.
Wine. Like there's not rivers of the stuff all around here. Stop drinking and don't bother me. And if I see you creeping around this shed, you'll answer to me.
Just bribe him.
I just need to get something from the shed. You know what? Take this here. And you saw nothing. All right?
And what's there to see?
Not a sausage.
Take care for now.
But I'll show him my sausage if he really wants. $50 bribery and this bloke can suddenly take throat punches all day. Godwin's nearly passing out from it.
Talk about the inheritance. But your father's still alive, isn't he? Aye, but he drools all over himself. And he gets this feeling that his time's nearly up. Does he get it often? Nearly all the time.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed.
Yeah, your money in your
I
army.
will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite.
God
But
will
let's
from
drink to our
Godwin.
bargain, Godwin.
I'd like to, but I'm afraid I've had more than my fill already. I wouldn't want to cause a scandal.
Wise. No matter, I shall drink a toast alone. But to your health.
Alright. How do I lose reputation for that? So is Martin Oder and Goodwin's dad? Is that right? Let me have a look. KCD to characters. I should have kept this side up. Saying his name was Martin. I don't know. I did lose rep. My camera is in front of where it shows when I'm gaining and losing reputation. I can probably tell you when I do, but yeah, I lost rep. I haven't been paying that much attention to the reputation system. I'm pretty much just like doing whatever I want regardless, which probably shows. What did I say this fuckhead's name was? Martin. He's literally not on the list of KCD characters. He's not mentioned. Introduce yourself to me,
I haven't
Rutard.
yet had the pleasure.
Rutard.
Godwin, aren't you? I've heard about you from Martin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know he's prone to exaggeration. Anything I can do for you?
Will you support Margrave Jobst's plan?
That depends on what it is. If he decides to just
Godspeed,
wait,
you magnificent
then no.
bastard.
I can't
Hey,
take that risk any longer.
Quiam?
Do you think we should look for help somewhere
Thanks for
else?
following.
I came
Welcome.
here for one reason alone. To hear a plan of attack against Sigismund. If Jobst doesn't
I
lay
hope I
one
said
out
that right.
before me, I'll try and find someone more courageous.
That's some bot energy, man. You really enjoy my streams and would love to get my streaming schedule on Discord. Well, weird. But okay. Like, I'm not going to add you on Discord.
I expect you know Lady Anna of Waldstein well.
Why wouldn't I? She's joined at the hip with my daughter Rosa.
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here. I've heard she's a bit of a thorn in the side for some of the gents here.
To her own relatives, certainly. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew her husband, Wenzel, and he married her out of love. And I cared for him devotedly till the day he died. And it wasn't a quick death.
So it's not true what they say? That his demise was convenient for her?
Vile slander. People just can't forgive her for coming into a fortune as a young widow.
What do you think of the rabbi's offer? The Kuttenberg Jewish community is large, and their support could change everything.
Or nothing. To be honest, I've no idea what to expect of the rabbi's offer.
He said he was interested in an alliance, though, didn't he?
Aye, but still he must be aware that whatever happens, it won't change the lot of his people.
So you don't trust him?
And isn't it natural? It's not just faith in the walls of their quarter that separates us. They live in our city, but they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians. God be with you.
Alright, so they're racist against Jewish people even in 1400. 1500. 1400, 15th century, isn't it? Talk to him downstairs. He looks sad.
How are you getting on so far?
Aside from the happy family reunion, everything is going according to plan. Thanks for asking.
I'd almost forgotten about that little detail. But fortunately, it wasn't too much of a fuss.
Father is getting old. There were times when he could keep yelling at me half the day.
Keep it up. We've still got a lot of work to do. Just don't overdo it with the wine. No one takes a walking wineskin seriously.
I haven't had any drinks. So fucking chill out, John. You're the one sitting on a bench looking all sad by yourself. How many drinks have you had? Huh? How many drinks? That's what I fucking thought. Why? My mission mark is down until I get to here and then it's up. What the living fuck?
Well, that's not bad at all.
Thank you. Well, it must be up, huh?
A few orange caps.
Oh no, here he is.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips, and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear.
Is this guy going to turn out to be my son?
As full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms?
Well, probably.
If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want to draw on. Believe it or not, we've gained other patrons for our cause too.
Really? Name at least one of those lunatics, then.
Anna of Volstein, for instance.
Truly? Well, let's see about it, then.
I wouldn't mention the word lunatic.
All right, let's discuss it, candidly. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
What about me?
I'd be honored to oblige. I'm in my prime.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you could manage to sire children, you'd die before
Oh,
you
I
could
can
raise
sire
them.
children. And it's not my job
The
to raise
truth
them.
doesn't offend, my lord. But I had to give it a try.
At least I did try. Liechtenstein or Capon?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over that, eh? and
I
seems
don't think
quite
it's going to
happy with
impact
state affairs. On
Henry
the
and
other hand,
Hans's
the
desire
lords
to
of
fuck,
Leitha have
so
a good
at least I
reputation,
hope not.
And Hanush can always be relied
Nothing
on
I've read
despite
says that
temper.
that would possibly
Maybe
ruin what's
it's
going
not
on,
such a bad
so I'm
idea.
going with it.
So, will you support our plan?
You're selling the skin of a boar that's still grunting.
I don't think I just
First,
fucked up, did I?
want a
Maybe I
confirmation
did.
that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I
'Cause he
don't
loves
care
Henry.
what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
I wonder if I got that wrong. If I'd said Liechtenstein first, would that have gone any differently, you reckon? What's this mission? King's Gambit. Okay, I'm just asking GPT if it has to be Hans, or if I suggested Liechtenstein, would that'll work? Shit. So GPT says you can successfully suggest either suitor. If I suggest Hans, does it affect my ability of romancing him? GPT is thinking. It does not affect my ability to cross swords. Okay, I've made my choice. I'm stitching Hans up.
Exactly. While we're at it, grass ain't too bad either.
Ziska.
You seem a bit out of sorts. Anything wrong?
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze. And the gossip.
Oh, and have you heard anything interesting here?
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while longer.
Long enough so I can marry him
Ever
off.
since leaving Ratai, he's gone from one pile of trouble to another.
That's one thing you can always count on him for. I'll gladly wager with you he'll end up in some other shit by evening.
God forbid. Henry's not here now to pull him out of it.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him to disgrace himself in front of Hanush.
It seems Liechtenstein's looking for allies. For his own ends.
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see them all fighting tooth and nail here just a while ago?
Well, different approaches work with different people.
The only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resistance. Maybe on the field of battle?
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear
Nobody likes a cheap
or
burger.
convenience.
Well, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under his thumb, no one will rock the boat.
Well, at least there's a few individuals here, like Ruthard.
Sigismund confiscated his castle and half his estates. That'll be enough to make a man mad. Not to mention that his son was killed in the siege of the city.
It was... Jeez. That probably would have helped me if I had the speaker name on subtitles, and then I could get to know who I'm talking to.
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
Nothing. I'd kick your ass if we played, guys.
Good day to you.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If
He
he's
just doesn't
got
know it
some
yet.
impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Butchek, Lord of Khuntza. Her name's Yitka.
Butchek of Khuntza? The Butchek of Khuntza? Godwin, you conniving old bastard.
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, Young Hans is to marry Khuntza's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget
Does
it.
Liechtenstein seem like a
Soon
bit
I'll
of a
be
douche,
paying for
right?
a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
I must sadly decline, sir.
I'll take that personally.
Oh yeah, reputation lost. Fuck me.
May I have a word?
You? Anytime. Unlike this pack of conceit.
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Licking these
Their
balls.
forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But
Probably.
thanks to the royal mines,
I could
they were
have.
born with
I could have married off
silver spoons up their
Liechtenstein, and he
arses.
would have been getting
And they
his
think that
Lichten
can
ball.
turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that.
I mean, I had a crack
And
myself.
they are our allies.
I wanted to see if Godwin
Allies
could
or
get
not,
married, but
someone ought to show
apparently
them
not.
their place.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again.
So I
Let's
married him
hope
off.
he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a
Or
war?
Henry. Henry might make
I mean,
a man of
proper
him.
one.
What
Not
does
just
Henry get made a
sitting
man
around and
of?
talking.
I don't know how that's going
I
to play out.
sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some
Hans is
are up
afraid
to their
of
elbows in
dark
silver
secret
and
tunnel.
blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
Alright, bitch. You know who the Dry Devil looks like, right? The Dry Devil 100% looks like... Where is it? I gotta find it. I don't even know my way. There's so many memes now. I can't even find ones that I want. Where is it? Like, it's almost easier for me to type it now. I think it's stupid.
You are, you stupid dick!
Look, they're twinsies. Problem Child Kid and Dry Devil are twins. In fact, maybe that's him all grown up. Anyway.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although,
yeah, this is
if
Henry's
they didn't
dad.
pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who needed the dough. as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle.
Grass
Praise the
on the
Lord.
wicket. What did he just say, actually? Something about who cares as long as there's a pie in the oven. Did Henry leave? No, did he? Who? Shit, I need a recap. Who? I don't think that was Henry's pie, was it? Alright, fuckheads. This mission has been far from exciting, let me tell you. Kind of over talking to Khuntza. Do I have to go back down? Oh, man. I know it says down on the HUD, but when you're down on that level, it says up. So, it's when it, yeah, this fuckbit.
Zabocek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Khuntza.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Fuck it.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Cable.
Here's to a good bargain.
This guy's drinking beer. Who is that yelling out? What's the hold up? Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it? This game is absolutely a 10 out of 10 sometimes. What's going on down here? Oh shit. That's my second drink in about 2 minutes. Didn't think that one through. Who's Conrad of... on Big Boy? As soon as you get on this bottom step, we're having a chat. I guess we're not.
Sir, I don't believe I've had the honor.
Nor I, until now. I am Sir Conrad, Lord of Wächter, and you are...
Wait, you think Davish is the old guy who owns the village Henry escaped to? You only saw his short interaction with the lady at Davish's place. She was a bit too friendly, and she was a lot younger than Davish. Man, I am so fucking bad at this. Davish. Why is Davish not on the list of characters either? What is this extra life or something? It better not be. Oh man. Kingdom Come Deliverance wiki is even worse. I know I should know who Davish is. I give up.
the heir to the Lord of Rabosh, are you?
To be. My father somewhat disowned me some time ago.
And I used to be the royal mint.
Sorry, not buddy.
Until the
You're
king
trying to
decided
engage
to
me with
replace
like
me.
interesting like relationships and stuff to the story I should know about, and I am just fucking fried tonight.
We've got quite a bit in common, wouldn't you say?
More than you
And then
think.
tonight's mission,
If my memory doesn't
from
deceive
beginning of
me,
the
you
stream till
serve as
now,
a
has
parish
just been
priest.
talk.
So I recollect, at least, from my recent discussions with Martin.
Served. That's in the past.
Even so. Before King Wenceslas appointed me his mintmaster, I was a priest. I was even being groomed to become a bishop.
And now look at us. We have cast off our robes and merrily hatched plots against Sigismund.
There's no point in waiting for divine intervention. On the contrary, the current state of affairs demands quite a secular approach.
Are you going to support the Margrave's proposal?
I haven't quite decided yet. It's true that displeasure against the king is noticeably growing in Kuttenberg, but if our rebellion were to come face to face with Sigismund's army, I'd be risking my future, if not my life.
Do you think you might get your position as Mintmaster back again?
I doubt it. Half the town hates Vavak, but no one would even think of saying a word against him. And he knows that his security stands and falls with his function, so he clings to it tooth and nail.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Oh. Okay. What's ARPG? Adventure role-playing game?
Walk out of here with a clear plan. But maybe you were
So I'm
right.
talking to.
It was probably not the...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the
There hasn't been this
successful
much
conclusion
talking in all
of
the games so far.
negotiations.
This has
Is
been a
this
long mission,
supposed to be your secret
centralized.
Like
Everyone
I
fucking just
said,
talking.
miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring
Action
nothing
RPG.
from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Khuntza will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
All right.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
In this game, not Bunny?
By the will of God,
Has that
the
ship
Balbatim
sailed?
of
Can we
all
do
his
something
subjects.
about this still?
Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand
Oh, KCD
with
won.
Lord
All right.
And if that's not
Note it
enough,
down, because if I play KCD1, that's
like
definitely
that,
something that
Khuntza
is going to
will
happen.
Unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitzka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Getting married, boy.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
You ate all the watermelon. we were never going to be an item. It was always just going to be that, like, I'm just toying with his emotions. I'm going to flirt with him. And then love him and leave him. Because he's getting married. Because I set him up. Or I didn't. Depends on the eye that we're talking about. Godwin set him up, but I was Godwin at the time. Nice texture pop in. Jesus, Henry is looking dead inside these days. I was thinking.
After we conquered
no,
the
it's
city,
actually
you
not
promised to
probably
restore
possible.
order immediately. And then I find out things
It's
are
gonna
even
colour
more
Henry's
disordered than
hair.
before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter.
Cheeseburgers, double
from
beef
right under
burgers,
your
steak
noses.
burgers, chicken burgers.
Why haven't you done
We're here to
anything?
talk about the burgers.
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere. Point them to the Jewish quarter and give them free rein. To do anything.
Oh, yeah.
The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylanders this way, forget about it.
Wait, I think
Your
I've seen
debts
this
will
one
remain,
before.
Up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are
It's gotta fire up the
and
trains.
mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sargitz, your insolence just cost you your place on the council.
Your insolence.
And a month in the dungeon.
But...
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges,
Guarantor.
not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. and let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here.
Nothing I
Our throat has
considered
become rather
using
dry.
that imagery
And
as
we
a
still wish to
meme
speak
on the
with
channel.
our friend von Aulitz.
And then I
Yes.
decided it's probably not something I want to do.
As you wish.
But I totally understand.
Sorry.
It's like, have you seen that clip from the movie
Between the two
Downfall
of
where
us,
Hitler's in his bunker and he's like yelling
Was I
and
not
he's like
perhaps too
carrying
harsh
on and like, have you seen that one?
And speak candidly.
And then
We have had enough of
people did, even I did it. I had a couple of videos on YouTube. I think they're gone now. They got taken down because of copyright, I think. But then you do the subtitles about what he's going off about. And I did one about, I think I did one about Team Fortress 2 coming to the Apple Mac.
We know.
And there was
Also
another one I
repeated
did
to
at one
us
point as
several
well.
times that it is
I don't
time
know
to
if you know what I'm
strike
talking
against
about.
them. We are glad he's
The movie's called Downfall, and it was a meme for a while there. I don't know.
If he knew we had heeded him.
The early 2000s?
Can't you see the King's Cup is empty?
2010-ish, maybe?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy,
What do you want?
pour us a monastic wine.
Wine is on the table there.
The monks had a good year.
The
We
wine
have
is on the table
concerns,
there.
friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have
Can have red wine,
on
bitch.
all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished.
Would you tires? Is that what he meant?
With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish.
Where are you going?
God grant him eternal
Mind your own
glory.
business.
What a view!
Hey, waiter! Keep your distance.
Sorry, I was just sniffing his chair.
You say the others will be brought into
He
line,
gets it.
but what do you know
Sick
of them?
fuck.
We know only a few of them.
We get each other, don't we?
There's a fortress
You want to come for a sniff?
down hill.
Look out!
What side are they
Come for a sniff.
We'll find out soon enough.
What kind of a donkey have they sent me? Are you only deaf or completely stupid as well?
Oh, did I just fail the mission?
I'm so ashamed in my life. In front of the king himself. Be glad I'm not having you whipped like an unruly brat. Get out.
I fucking failed. Oh, fuck. How far back do I have to go? That's fucking funny. Got busted sniffing the king's chair one too many times.
Between the two of us, Marquardt,
No, we're good.
was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
You suffered their insolence for far too long. The same is true.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, Can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend.
I've already done it, fuckface.
The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart.
Their voice quieter this time?
On all sides.
Did I miss something?
Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year.
Thank you.
If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas reign brought. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but
Like,
what do you
this
know?
must be a bug, the way the audio is so fucking quiet.
But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on? If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, join them. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red.
Didn't even drink the fucking last lot that I poured.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat more seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But
Oh,
the
what?
wine is good here.
Thanks.
To your health, Marquis.
Spat it in it myself.
And to your health too, boy.
Stop calling
May
me
your
boy.
children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
I'm gonna hurt you at some point in this game. You too. I'm going to spank that bald head with the sword.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
Can I fucking leave? Oh my god, this mission. Ah!
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king's red wine.
No.
Guess the bald guy doesn't recognize me. You killed my father.
White it is. Quickly.
Hello.
Report falls.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
We could use it to raise this town all too. And I have some
Shit, you want some more wine?
Not so fast. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Can always rely on a wondrous tool forever. What? Stop talking so quiet, game.
Guards, throw him out. Send someone who can pull wine.
What kind of a donkey have they sent me? Are you only deaf or completely stupid as well? I've never been so ashamed in my life. And in front of... Get out!
Fuck, I was pouring the fucking wine when I was asked to pour the fucking wine. I don't think I was fucking around that time too much, was I?
Between the two of us, Margaret, was I not perhaps too hard on you? We have had
I'm retarded?
Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's coming down?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine.
Just did, pal.
We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are
Now I've got to listen to
Our
all this
army is
fucking
falling
conversation
apart,
again.
and we have
This
enemies
mission's
here on all
bullshit.
sides.
I do
Would
not
we have
enjoy
a
this.
proper army instead of human mercenaries. They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year.
You're welcome.
If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
Drink up.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for
Maybe if
anyway.
the fucking music wasn't so loud, I could hear when he needs
Found a
alcohol.
ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him. First, they'd have to be willing to make peace, at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
Just did.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities.
Drink up.
And get a couple more lords on my side.
Here's to
Then they
Siggy, he's
take the
true
threat of
blue.
war seriously.
He's a piss pot through
And
and
Hungary.
through.
If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
Drink up, mate.
But
Want
the
some more?
wine is good here.
Thank you.
To your health.
Made it myself. Fresh from my grapes, mate. Got an India. Oh, does he say white?
And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
They be trolling me because I've just screwed this one twice. Like, who mixes red? Who has two reds and then a white?
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
While the council was meeting, turned back up.
The audio's gone so fucking quiet.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odolin, we can handle Ruthard easy. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov. But the
Is that why I failed it
devil
last
more
time?
strongholds to conquer.
Is it because I gave him red 3 times in a row?
No.
You just said red.
We shall have
Ah.
We have had enough of red.
We shall have white. There we go. Thank you. Because I probably would have made that same mistake a third
I
time.
think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
Is that the last one? Because this mission has killed my soul.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's talking about their cannon.
But it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already.
No, I don't listen to what's being said.
Nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
Yeah, I'll drink with you.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
To the day that I get to fucking kill you.
He's marrying the young lord of Bergstein. Watch it to make sure everyone heard. And who is this young?
Am I back? This is on Godwin again, right?
Break through their lines and capture Sigismund himself. And then you will wake up in a future.
Must be maiden in her pew. Parish priest has gone to view. Sweating at the old tomb. Nearly drops his soul
under the table.
Hallelujah,
Even the notorious.
Hallelujah, Domine.
I guess just listening in, I was...
How'd you like her wine, Siobhan?
The art of winemaking.
So these guys
has
are
a long
here
tradition
plotting how to mount a
France.
defense against Sigismund and build an army.
Recipes are
And
passed on
meanwhile,
from father
I
to
got
son,
sent to infiltrate the
and,
council in
each
Kuttenberg
generation brings
because
them to
Sigismund was
perfection.
going, I guess, just to
myself
eavesdrop.
was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted? Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if he'd only known he had a real connoisseur here.
Best barrels! Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wounds and easing pain. For that, the taste is of little consequence.
Okay. Who else have we got on this fucking list?
You in need of something, my well-oiled friend?
I'd like to
well-oiled
drink a
friend.
toast with you to our joint success. As they say, all's well that ends well. So, to brighter tomorrows.
Touching.
Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
Maybe.
Maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner.
See now. I'll gladly drink to that with you. Only there's nothing to drink. We've run dry.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the keg.
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something better stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can manage that.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for booze.
I don't doubt it. Get sniffing quick.
Last time I went sniffing, I sniffed the king's chair and failed the mission. Find a jug of wine.
They got by without us so far. They'll be fine.
We won't be much use to that.
You're right. The fat dowry is going to take the fall out of his son, right?
He won't even know what to do.
Give me 100 knights in 4 hours.
Is that it? Seriously? Like, if there's gonna be good shit, it'll be down here, right? Okay.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund.
Good day.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
What do you think? A fortress full of...
Where might I find the really good wine here?
Why? You don't like the stuff from the kegs?
No.
It's not for me.
It's like this.
One of the distinguished guests asked for it.
Aha. If you go down the cellar stairs, you'll see the pictures lined up on the table. It's Lord Odorin's best. He's drunk plenty of it himself today.
I haven't eaten so well in a long time. Lord Odorin was fortunate in his choice of cook.
He didn't have to choose me. My old ma spent her whole life in this kitchen, and my grandmother before her. God rest them both.
Wait, you're Kvieta's daughter, Madlenka.
It's been a long time since anyone has called me by that name. I was afraid you'd forgotten me.
Do you think I could ever forget you? Come on.
Ah, stop it. Even as a young lordling, you were bringing girls here from all over the county. I was just convenient for you, because the kitchen was just a few steps away.
Oh, come on. I also chased that dolt from the stables away from you. Or have you forgotten?
The ex.
Cooper? How could I? When your father sent you away, I found out
Fail,
that dolt wasn't so
reputation
bad.
lost.
I ended up marrying him.
You haven't changed at all.
But I have. And you've changed too. You left a haughty young pup, and now you return...
An old dog.
Not at all. The years have been kind to you.
And how have you been all this time? Did my father give you a hard time?
Not really.
Can I get in again?
When he remarried and had another son, his
That's the
mood
plan.
improved quite a bit. I also got married. And soon I had my little Elishka running around under my feet in the kitchen. Young Sir Christopher used to come and play with her sometimes. He was always a very nice lad.
Tell me more about Elishka.
She's a big girl now. She's a maid here for now, but I'm sure they'll find her a better job soon.
Well, aren't you worried about her? A young girl doesn't have it easy in life.
Even as a little girl, she used to beat up the boys in the village. I put up with all sorts of things without a peep.
Story for a modern gaming audience.
And your husband?
Kuba. He died when Elishka was just a baby. He got bitten by a dog, and the wound festered. It was quick.
God grant him eternal life. Why don't we go somewhere together?
Yeah.
Somewhere private. And reminisce about the old days.
You really haven't changed at all.
Get in
you
there,
all go
Godwin.
and have a drink and stop chasing girls. I mean, it's embarrassing at your age.
Good one, Godwin. You blew it. Let's go get this wine.
Jesus wept.
Fuck? One right there.
Beautiful.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh my fucking god.
Everybody likes a drop of white.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
Fuck, that is a fucking ripped horse.
feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Yeah, I don't know. You had to choose a safe wine that everybody likes. I would be getting a red, not a
coming
white.
happily to this celebration,
Sure.
you old fox.
What is about to happen? Oh gosh, nothing fucking good.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Who's this fuckhead? Oh no. I guess they don't like white.
Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
And everyone's pissed. Oh, what a way to go.
Kill the rest!
Come on, Godwin.
Holy shit!
Yes.
Jesus! The surrounding festival! He can't make it on his own.
Oh, motherfucker.
Greetings to the devil.
Step back! Stand your ground!
Oh, he's friendly. Oh, fuck.
Are you gonna get to the task No, you don't. We'll take you out. Bear it. Slash him on the head. He's done more. I'm bleeding. Brace yourself.
I love how when there's like an NPC battle like that, you can just go around and cherry pick everyone who's already engaged. Rack them up. The Feast. Is that a new mission? How many? King's Gambit. That was the one I was doing before. Am I Henry again? Yes. Shit.
What a view!
Thank you.
Go!
Now you're all in big trouble.
Now I'll show you.
He's had it.
Fuck, man, I killed all 3 of them. What are you doing?
Going to get...
What a dickhead. Henry is like a god. Look at me ripping through these men.
No one hit the mark. Gun here, Horsons.
Fucking destroyed them.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me. Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn.
Do you know anything about
I
hackers?
can't tell you how happy I am to see
Can you jam with the console cowboys in
Turned up at
cyberspace?
just the right moment.
What?
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Khuntza and Rutard.
Just love it.
And they took Alder and
Henry
Conrad
just
of
rocks
Vector
up.
away too.
There's a battle going on. Everyone's pissed. Henry shows up, the only sober bloke, with a daisy headband and a VB waffen rock. Shows up, kills 10 men, untouched, and then just goes into the cutscene. And they're like, "Oh, you Henry." So
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Yobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while. Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother. But only almost. Good luck.
does Anna always die? Or is that because of some sequencing thing I did in the last mission? She was the first one I got on board and she was the first one to die, right?
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. For nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either. We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghow took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
I was standing a few steps from von Aulitz when he told Sigismund I was pouring them wine, and had to listen to how Sigismund was going to give him Raborsch. It was a horrible feeling, not being able to do anything about it.
And what could you possibly do?
Kill them. Both of them.
My fingers would itch too. Was there any knife flying around? Or at least a fork? Do you know what that would cause?
The war would end.
But at what cost? After Sigismund's death, his army would be cut loose. They'd ransack the city and kill anyone in their way.
Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around and slaughtering innocents? Who else has to die before we do something about it?
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in corpses before you bothered to turn up.
Well, not you.
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places
Fuck
with
you,
in a
Dry Devil.
heartbeat.
Ungrateful fucking
We've lost
twat.
a lot of allies.
I show
We've
up,
trouble finding
save your
new ones.
asses, and you're like, fuck you for
They'll be
coming
afraid
late,
to even
Henry.
peep against Sigismund.
Well, are you surprised? Look around. Sigismund showed everyone what's coming for all who resist him.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the
Genocide.
councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too.
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with Christopher. meanwhile.
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot more harm.
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
The pizza. Can't get the burgers.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join. Such slaughter.
What will happen to his lordship now? And to us?
We have to take care of young Sir Christopher and hope his father comes back soon.
Yes.
Should not come here.
You did. But I still insist that it was necessary.
And what have we gained? We could easily have ended up lying dead outside.
But we did not. And we owe our gratitude to those who have survived.
Fuck.
Settle down, mate.
Do you think you can make it to Suchdo?
Damn it!
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may not get another chance.
Henry, I love you.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did he talk about? Me?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How
the art of sword fighting?
His son. That is...
He was staring at Henry's sword. He has a plan to stare at the sword of every man he meets. I don't have time for this right now.
Why are you
telling
even telling me this?
Well, that makes us brothers.
I thought you would want to know. Martin was raising you instead of being with Mother. And me.
Oh, that's fucked. Turns out my father preferred you over me. And I'm his biological son and you're not. Oof. It's gonna have a deeper meaningful.
I know what it's like. My real father rejected me too.
Traded daddies.
I learnt the truth only after Pa's death.
You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I'll tell you about him, but we don't have time for self-pity. Get over
Sorry.
yourself, mate.
But now you need to pull yourself together. This is not the end.
Suck it up, princess.
We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezera?
That is hard to explain.
Nonsense. It is as clear as day. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their houses and divide the loot. And all that with the king's blessing.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a hurry. We need to get back into the city and get the people out, quick, before it begins. Will you come with us, Henry? Every man counts.
I'll come. And Liechtenstein already knows about it too.
Very well. We should get going right away.
Oh. People will come, Ray.
Let's not waste time.
People will most definitely come.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course. I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean, but,
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And
5
you,
minutes ago,
sir,
Samuel just wanted
if you
to fucking
can,
catch up and talk
come with
about our
us and
dad.
help
Now he's like,
us.
no,
all
stop
right.
talking.
But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Why would that not be a good idea? Fuck him.
Let's
I don't
go
like
then.
him. He can come along if it's risky.
Borekata Adonai Eloheinu, melech ha'olam.
Alright, it's after midnight. I'm going to leave it right here. Because that's technically the start of the next mission. Get on the wagon to Khuntza. We'll do that journey at the start of next stream. Possibly tomorrow. Everything's looking good. Where are we going? Okay, I'm just got to get on the cart. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. 'Cause I've been yawning all stream. And it's late. Alright. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I'll probably be back on tomorrow night. We'll continue. I feel like I'm getting to the pointy end. Let me have a look at the missions. West. King's Gambit defeat. We're up to Exodus. This is the 12th last mission. There is still 12 missions to go. I'm averaging like 1 to 2 a night. So we're still looking at least 6 more streams. Just fucking crazy. But anyhow. Alright, I'm out. See you, Nut Bunny. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow night. Catch up.
Chapter 1. I walked to school 18 miles each morning, milked the goats, plucked the chickens, played hooky, caught fireflies, went skinny dipping in the watering hole, said my prayers every night, and got whipped with a maple switch twice a week. That was life. Chapter 2. My father went off to fight in the war to end all wars. It didn't, and what was left of him came back in a pine box with a flag on top. End of Chapter 2. Next, I went to officer school, and 20 years passed at the speed of a dream. A wife, a son, a daughter, a poodle. Chapter 3, another war. Arms and legs blown off like popcorn. Eyeballs gouged out figuratively and literally. The men put on shows under the palm fronds, dressed as women in hula skirts. That was life. In the meantime, somebody else's story. A man thinks up a number, divides it by 1 trillion, plugs it into the square root of the circumference of the Earth, multiplied by the speed of a splitting atom, and voila, progress. I'm not a scientist. You are. End of Chapter 3. Junior stargazers and space cadets. We watch transfixed as you enter into uncharted territories of the brains and spirit. If you wanted to live a nice, quiet, peaceful life, you picked the wrong time to get born. That's my speech.